Yeah, quickly, I wanted to share a graph with you, a graph that I think is really cool. This was posted by Bjorn Lomborg, the climate change critic or the climate change policy critic, who's been really good on this. And this is a graph basically of the horizontal line is the percent solar and wind in electricity production in a particular country. And the vertical is basically cost per kilowatt of energy. And you can see the countries that have more solar and wind pay more for electricity. Now, what makes this graph important and interesting is the fact that you hear constantly from people, oh no, solar panels are now cheaper than natural gas. It's cheaper to produce electricity from solar panels than natural gas or any other alternative. It is the cheapest form of electricity production. Well, that can't be the case. Look at this. I mean, it's almost linear. It's not quite. You've got some outliers like Italy. But generally, the more electricity is produced from solar, the more expensive it is. Look at the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, Spain, and Germany. All around 35% of their electricity is from solar and wind. And they are priced at, from the US, 2 to 2.5 times? And not even talking about Denmark, which gets 60% of its electricity from solar and wind, and has the most expensive electricity prices in the world, other than, I guess, Italy, where its prices are expensive for a bunch of reasons that I think have to do with the fact that it's Italy. One of the most, labor regulations and all the other regulations that they have. But look at U.S. U.S. only produces about 15%, and electricity prices are half what they are in Germany. Look at China. China, electricity prices are a third of what they are in Germany. And of course, it only produces 13% of its electricity from wind or solar. Same with India. And then when it's surprised that Europe has such a hard time with manufacturing, with producing anything, given how expensive electricity is. Electricity is necessary for production. So it's an interesting graph. Japan, by the way, is moving towards more and more nuclear. So their mix is going to be more and more nuclear. But you can see how Germany, Spain, United Kingdom, Netherlands just are not going to be able to compete, given how expensive. Now, Greece, which is up there, at least has sunshine. Spain at least has sunshine. But what are the Germans, the Dutch, and the Brits, not to mention the Danish, even thinking about solar? Now, I think a lot of that is wind, but it's also solar. They're insane. The sun barely shines in those countries. All right, really interesting. Bjorn Lomborg, really worth following on Twitter if you don't yet.